Hello, guys, and welcome to another episode of Real Talk. This is your boy Ben. If this is the first time here, please consider hitting like and subscribing to our channel. So today I'm going to be talking about Dracula on Netflix. Actually, this is a Netflix BBC joint venture. Let me give you the gist of it, so if you will. The show starts off with this lawyer visiting Dracula. He's already old and decrepit, and then he starts drinking his blood and regaining his youth. And then this whole thing started revolving around him retelling the story of what happened while he was trapped by Dracula. Eventually he escapes. Spoiler alert. Eventually he escapes to tell his story. He goes to a nun convent where he runs into this two nuns who actually are big reveal later on the show, which I thought it was very good. So I'm trying to stay as spoiler free as possible because I want you to go actually watch it and get the full experience of the show. So these two characters actually, one of them is like the main character, if you will, because she actually was throughout the entire series. It's the three episode, and every episode is like roughly about an hour and a half long. So it's like three mini movies. The character of Dracula himself is very visceral. He's extremely smart. He's very eloquent. I like the whole throwback to the 1890s vibe. So aesthetically, the directors, they did an amazing job. The writers, everything that they say, I was completely glued and listening to every word. I hung to every single word that they said for the first two episodes. When I said it's the first two episodes, bear with me, I'm gonna get to the third one in a second. So the second episode, that's pretty much the first episode. The first episode is kind of setting up who he is, what he's about, what he's after. And the second episode, they take on a journey. They take on a journey on a boat, and the whole thing is kind of a whodunit thing going on because he's in a boat. Imagine yourself trapped in a boat with Dracula. He started killing people, as you can imagine, in the most gruesome ways. And the show ended in a really good, in an awesome note. So I was really excited to watch what they would do in the third episode. Anyway, but going back to the second episode, the whole thing was sort of a clue who done it, like I said earlier, and it was very interesting how he played every single person on the boat and how everybody kind of played their part, and you were invested in every one of those characters because actually the show did a very good job on the first and second episode. I re-emphasize setting up every single person and make you feel invested in those characters. Now, because I want to keep this short, I want you to get the gist of it. In the third episode, it goes completely balls to the walls crazy, for lack of a better word, because the show ends on I felt like the director. I don't know if he was focused, but I think he wanted to create something new, something fresh, something different. And to me, he lost me because I was already invested in that world. I was already invested in those characters. I was already thinking how everything's going to progress and end. But I felt that something was going to happen because at the beginning of the show, it gave me too much. It gave me all the information that I needed about Dracula, what he is about, all in everything that is the mystique about him, everything that you needed to know, which I felt like, okay, this could have been fleshed out throughout a couple of episodes. So I felt like something was gonna be rushed. So I was not wrong about that. When the third episode came around, there was many characters introduced which I didn't care for. I didn't care for any of them. I understood the thematic of it. I understood the plot. I understood where they were going with it. But I feel like all those things could have been incorporated in the same. Me personally, I feel like they made some bad choices in the third episode with the characters, with the story. I liked the way that it ended. The symbolism of it is something that I really I dug because it was kind of crazy and it felt real. And and I understood why it ended the way they ended in a very good way. I was just having an issue between the beginning, middle, and almost at the end with this what they were doing with the third episode. But give it a try. Watch the show. Tell me what you guys think. Did you guys feel the same way as I did when I felt like in love with the first two episodes and then kind of fell out of love the third episode and kind of liked the ending? And because I felt still like aesthetically, I think why can I say that word aesthetically? At the end of the third episode, I felt like they could have continued that and ended in such a high note. But again, I want to know what you guys think. If I'm wrong, if I'm being too hard on the show, also let me know. And if you like it, also let me know what you like about it. So make sure you hit like, subscribe, hit that bell button. Until next time, guys. Peace.